Hakon, we're back. I hope that picked up on the microphone. One sec. And it did. Welcome everyone back to part 3 of the Banner Saga playthrough. Last time we went through chapter 2, the introduction of our technical protagonist of this game. Sorry about that, my brain slowed for a second. It is 7 in the morning for me. And currently we're back with the guys we actually started with Hakon and his team, who probably aren't doing so well considering that Wagner got shanked last time. I was able to get about as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons. Extra supplies, too. You perk up, just now realizing Mogir's been talking to you. Since Wagner died, everyone has been looking at you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hakon? I heard you. I was saying the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. Good enough. Much resistance from the governor? Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters using his own money. He also insisted we take a lackey of his to watch over his property, a man named Eric. Eric, I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants Dredge crawling through his streets. We've put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping of mouths then. You're sure that wound is healed, Ludin? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happened to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. Well, considering all things and Ludin is this far, might as well keep going. Ludin makes his own decisions. We would only be made to do this again later, and I will not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some Dredge. Ludin turns abruptly with a scowl. He stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull in one hand. If Ludin won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let Ludin get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? Tell them we cover the mountainside in Dredge bodies. Good. Give the word and we'll set off. So yeah, things aren't looking that good. First, let's check heroes real quick. Yeah, Eric finally came back, so that's a plus. And now we actually have a hero who is not, well, a giant who takes up 4 tiles. Well, at least with this team anyway. I'd ask how you're dealing with Wagner's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady old Mogir, which is good. I know most of these Varl, but they're not under my command. They came to follow Wagner. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to be in your position either. Anything you can tell me about the caravan? Throw together this many Varl, half of them want to hit each other, the rest want to be left alone. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off to each other. Not a big deal, I've got under control. The fighters we just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly. Give it a few days. And there are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Wagner. Those are the ones to worry about. What about Ludin's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Ludin's pet Varl is named Bercy. I'm not sure where he came from or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I don't like about him. His girl in red is scary too. Ursa. Ugh. He's probably the best fighter Ludin's got, to be honest. I overheard some Varl call her the Witch. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our Varl more than Dredge. Yeah, fire and Dredge do not mix. Well, fire and Varl don't mix well. And at multiple points you can see why. Still doesn't make much sense. Witch? They're not scholars, Hakon. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. That makes more sense. Don't let her find out. Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am? Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I doubt that. I forget, you weren't around back then. At one point I had more rope. I hung myself. So no, I'm not interested in command. It's all yours. Thanks. Well, that story only confirms Melgear probably got some people killed. You think we're walking into a death trap? This many Varl? No, we should be alright. Things could get rough, though. I don't like being the one to send Varl to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. I would have expected Wagner to drop like that to a couple of slag. I'm still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. Just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although I have to wonder... Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing something stupid. That's asking a lot. Well, that's a suspicious thing to say. Have a weird pause in. What were you holding back about Wagner? I'd rather not say, Hakon. Why not? It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head, and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. Sounds important. Tell me. How did Wagner die? He ran to Dredge. Wasn't expecting it. When we found him, he was lying face down. He was struck from behind. Did he really get taken out by some random slag? Who else was there? You think Ludin? He probably didn't, but... Damn it. We should keep an eye on that bastard. See if you see anything else, tell me. I will. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. Yeah, interesting thought that Ludin presumably killed Wagner, which would make sense given Wagner's killed so many Dredge like he said. And while the concept is never explained again in these games, it is confirmed by the developers that it was actually what it seemed. Wagner just got taken from behind and got killed. Sometimes the simple answer really is the one that actually matters. Or happens to be what... You know what? I'm done. That. You know him well, didn't you? Wagner? No. Oh well, I don't know. I remember him. Always rushing around with some important business, but I never knew him. And never got a chance to talk much. Longer than I did in any case. I suppose so. When he spoke, Varl listened. I knew that. I could use help there. The Scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the right Varl. Melgear's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. I heard you were a terror in your day. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I'm competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we Varl can get. Naturally. Yeah, they kinda have a tendency to die before that happens. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on me. Just hunkers down in Grofheim collecting rhyme. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Krumir is close, I think. But the adult son of a bitch still welcomes a fight. He'll probably be up before I am. Although... Scrivener gestures around him, as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Krumir. Interesting name. Bet we'll never hear it again. Yeah, and it's probably just a random info from lore. Anyway, what is the difference? What point is, what difference does it make? I'm just a delivery baron. Baron? I don't know. For Gerunder now. Can't remember half of what I've done. Hence the journal? Hence. Don't get fancy on my behalf, Hakon. Okay, I won't. What are you always putting down in that journal? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. I got a banner and armor rank for that, you know. Oh, you mean the long banner? Yes, the Menders wove up something that writes its own history. You want my opinion? Opinion? I don't trust it. No? It tells a broad story. Hey, I think there's some value in the narrow. Whose story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Ludin's? Gods forbid. Ha! You relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. Yeah, interesting. We might run into a couple hints that might not be true as we go on, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen something like this before. Are you worried? Some of the Varl in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it. If it's the end, I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the deaths with you. Ha! That is one of my favorite lines in anything ever. Get some rest. Always more marching to do. He sits on a cart all day. I've lifted more hills than a horseborn with a grudge. Don't worry about me. Oh yeah, there's centaurs in this game. Speaking of about those centaurs, if you're wondering why there's no horses we're riding, the centaurs killed all of them. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't really contemplate the existence of horses and centaurs in the same location. Sometimes this just happens. Look at that, says Mogir. In the hills. More dredge. No more than a dozen, though. We could just as easily pass by as rush up there to slaughter them. Ludin overhears. That's a dozen dredge heading towards Strand, he says. You ask him when he started to care about Strand. I don't, he replies. I thought you did. We'll deal with it ourselves. The caravan stops and waits while you lead a small detachment up the hillside to take care of the dredge quickly. You tell Ludin to stay by the caravan. He folds his arms and mutters something about being treated like a child. Yeah, if you choose to just send warriors up there, you lose 10 Varl but gain 5 renown. If you don't, nothing happens if you choose to just ignore it. For those wondering if Eric is a really useful character, because he has this. Light Step. Move through allies. He is the only kind of character, one of several, who can actually move through other units. That is a godsend in this game. Yeah, I just want to get a kill on Mogir if I can. Mostly because any promotion works. Die. Fuck it, I was gonna try to get a kill on Gunolf. I don't think that's happening. Or the odds are ever in my favor. Put this back on the full screen for myself. Hakon! You can hear Loon's hard-booted trot as you set up camp the first day, and you brace yourself. Can we speak as equals? We can try. It seems clear to me you plan to kill a lot of Dredge along the way. Am I right? You're not wrong. Then listen carefully. Don't assume only the Varl can fight. Do you understand me? We had Eric fight. I'm not sure what you're referring to. That is my banner we fly to Grofheim, the banner of That is my banner we fly to Grofheim, the banner of Arborang. I insist on joining in battle. Almost gutting your first encounter and ready for some more? Whatever you like, Prince. And, I expected more resistance. From Wagner, maybe. Then they tell me you were his Kender. That's why you're in charge now. Some sort of next of kin Varl thing? So, don't you take on his responsibilities? In my own way. Then stop acting like I'm a thorn in your side. When you're nearly 200 years, it's hard to take a 20-year-old man, is that right? Seriously. You better start. We'll both be kings someday. That's the last thing I need to think about right now. Ludin looks at you as though you just punched yourself in the face. He heads back to his tent before saying whatever was on his mind. And now we get the chance to talk exertion. Yeah, I saw it. Now we get the chance to talk to Bercy and Ursa, the two cronies we kind of heard about from Mogir earlier. Let's start with Ursa, the witch. Ursa, right? She watches you approach with her head tilted back and points a thumb towards Ludin's tent. No, here for you. Oh? Can we talk? Ursa shakes her head no, a smile on her lips, eyelids low. Why not? I don't. In those two curiously contradictory words, you get two impressions. She has a beautiful obsidian voice, and this might be a complete waste of time. She watches you expectantly. You don't talk. No. You do, though. I don't. She smiles warmly, clearly enjoying her game. Oh, great. Of course we found a troll in this game of all places. You're Ludin's bodyguard? No, he's mine. Before you have a chance to be confused, she cackles, abrupt and loud. Then she looks slightly embarrassed. You are his personal guard, though. Her expression changes to, of course. How did you end up with someone like Ludin? Luck. It's about the flaming arrows. She raises an eyebrow. Varl and fire don't get along. All you get is a shrug. If you're going to use them. She pulls an arrow. There's a flick of the wrist you don't quite catch. Suddenly, a bird combusts in the tree behind you and falls to the ground, smoldering. Half the camp is turned to watch. God damn! Damn. I mean, that's one way to get a chicken, but jeez! Don't tell me not to. Well, this has been fun. I don't want to be lit on fire. I'm out. She crosses her arms, a hand on her chin, and cocks her head to one side. Until next time, Ursa. Hakon. You stop and look over your shoulder. I am a witch, so be careful. She puts her forefinger to her lips with a soft shh. You depart. Not quite sure what to make of that. Also of note, if you're with this group, Ursa is the only ranged character. Get used to seeing me try to actually get kills on her before she drops. Do you have a moment? As you approach Bercy, he lowers the book he was reading. He doesn't strike you as the book-reading type. You're Bercy. You're Hakon. We've gotten that out of the way, have we? You punch to the point smartass. I had some questions. Say what you want to say. What's a Varl doing working for Ludin? What's a Varl doing working for another Varl? What difference does it make? It looks like you're in charge right now, so do me a favor and don't get Ludin killed. He's important to you? No, but that's one way to put it. Where'd you learn to fight? Same way as you, by fighting. Again, very to the point. You don't take much shit, do you, Bercy? You know what I mean. I robbed well-protected merchants for at least one man's lifetime. Is that what you mean? Yeah, not anymore. I've had a lot of jobs. Can I trust you? What a loaded question. Depends on what you mean. And whose back will you have if things go wrong? Assume I'm looking out for myself and you'll figure it out. Does Ludin understand that? Ludin doesn't understand that half of his army is here just to protect him from the people he talks to. You laugh at the unexpected gouge. Bercy grins, pleased with himself. I won't keep you any longer. See you on the battlefield, O leader of Varl. You could join us. I'm where I want to be. Don't forget what I said about keeping Ludin alive. Got it? As you walk away, you can't help but wonder if there was a bit of a threat behind that gravelly request. With a face like that, I'm pretty sure that was definitely a threat. Alright, that's all that set up. I will point out for this game, or at least this part of it, you'll probably want to prioritize getting kills on Hakon, Ludin, and Gunnul. Hakon and Ludin because I consider them the best hitters in this group, and Gunnulf because, well, events will come later on in the game will explain why if he lives that long, he will be good. I said too much. I've said too much, boys. I'm done for. You overhear a conversation while marching alongside the warriors. I'm happy to stomp some slag as much as the next Varl, but I didn't join up to take orders from Hakon, says one. Apparently he doesn't realize you're within earshot. Not willing to die for him either. If you just threaten him loudly, you actually lose morale. This means, well, nothing happens. But let's decide to fuck with him and just challenge him to a fight. Who will you take orders from? You ask loudly. Vognir's dead. We can decide right now. You raise your fist. He does the same reluctantly. His best shot's not bad, but you've had a lot worse. You grab him by the horns, swing his entire massive frame through the air, and plant him into the ground. Apparently, even in fantasy worlds, the concept of a suplex is still somewhere present. What's his name? You ask his companions. Gris. Take care of Gris, you reply. You hear them laughing at his misfortunes you wander off. Keep Gris in mind, he might come back later. A small gathering of tents comes into view. A group of merchants from the looks of it. You ask what they're doing here. We are camped out at the Godstone ahead, one tells you, leaving an offering to Dengler, as one does. His expression turns. Dredge start appearing out of nowhere. Some of us stayed. Thought the Godstone would be safe, but damned if I know why. We've been dodging them since we left. You could ask if they have anything to trade, and you'll get supplies for it. But as you'll find out later on from quick events, a lot of their stuff is tainted. So, well, tainted as in it rotted at some point. So, assure them the way to Strand is clear and send them off. They thank you profusely. One stops as he passes. If you're passing by Dengler, do me a favor. My wife's brother stayed behind. You'll know him by a necklace with many rings on it. If you see him, say we're safely in Strand. You nod. After a short time, they continue on. With all the supplies we have, it's not really worth it to take any more and risk the potential side effects. The caravan slows unexpectedly. Word travels down the line, and then to Mogir tells you. Dredge. I just know we're coming. Probably saw us back at Vetterfell and did their usual lurking. It'd have been bad if we plotted into them, but we saw them first. Dredge watch you, waiting to see what you do. When's the last time you commanded a few hundred Varl, Hakon? Asked Mogir. Don't overthink it. The warriors can take care of themselves. Yeah, war is only a mechanic that applies in the first game, so don't really think too hard on it. Even from here, you see the nervous glances amidst the enemy ranks. This looks like a good chance to press your advantage. And now you're about to see what I do in every instance of war. Charge like hell! Leroy Jenkins, boys! Oh, that's a big boy. That is a very big boy. You're so the character who could potentially take the most damage from a lot of this was positioned like in a worse couldn't have been positioned in a worse location there. Boop the snoot! Oh boy. Oh lord, he coming. Yeah, this is what I mean by positioning. I just realized where Gunnoff was. Shit. Oops. I'm gonna get at least one kill on Ursa. Damn it! No, that means frick you. Rest. 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 Boop the snoot. You also get the chance to do this. You take a moment to survey the battlefield. The enemy is being pushed back all the way down the line. You can take this opportunity to pull back and leave combat immediately. On the other hand, chasing down more Dredge to rally your fighters and save a few lives. You won't have time to rest or change your party, but a chance to loot your enemies might even reveal items you took from previous victims. Kill a few more as they flee then and oh god, they brought behemoths. Those are some big boys. Brought to you today by the letter Now. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen there. Yeah, it seems about right. And Gunnoff is down. Things are not coming up Millhouse. Stupid son of a... Eh. I totally forgot the war horn was active, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hey. Hey, things might have actually worked a little. I mean, for 2 minutes, but... You know what? I'm rolling with it. There. We got an item. I'm taking my victory reason stance. Let's go to camp real quick because I want to do it. Stuff involving promotions and everything. Always focus on the exertion there, pal. Let's just plop Eric in there for funsies, and we're off. Da 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 da. Oh, hey, look, it's Strand. Ludin has been sending scouts ahead, quicker and more nimble than your Varl. One rushes back just as you cross the hilltop, out of breath. Dredge, that direction. You overhear him and tell Ludin. About a day away, they found a village. You ask what they're doing. Tearing the place apart, he says. Maybe 1,000 of them or more. Looking for God knows what. This will be a bigger fight than usual. Ludin is uncharacteristically silent, waiting to see what you say. Well, there's no real reason to do anything else. Harass them forward and split them. You send a group of shield bangers to get their attention. They do. Half a day later, many Dredge are getting chased up the hill in their plodding sort of way. You're getting ready to lay waste. Dredge line the battlefield. Yep. Charge! Leroy! Let's just throw that on Ursa because why not? Thought that was a break item that did break damage. I was mistaken. Why did I say myth? I don't know. I think that made more sense in my sleep-deprived head. Just to create an opening for Mogir, possibly. There we go. Yay, Ursa did something! Yay! Nah. Oh yeah, Ludin's passive is that if he gets a kill, everyone around him gets willpower. So, pretty useful. Speaking of willpower, not forgetting that. Not again. I should keep remembering that as a war situation, I can get more kills if I buy my time. However, I am a forgetful dingus, so I completely forgot about that. Let's give this kill to Eric and push the attack. Yeah, it's mostly just the weaker ones, so nothing that big. Well, I say that in-game these guys are towering. These guys are pretty large. Those are some big boys. So let's demonstrate what Ursa could do. Slag and burn. Yeah, she just throws a bunch of fire. She essentially does the fantasy equivalent of throwing oil onto an enemy and then lighting it. Hilarious, but effective. Oh, come on, man. Stop making me waste willpower to get gun off to beat you up. Fuck it, I'll give the kill to Ludin. And the promotion. Sweet victory, yeah. Oh hey, look, it's Gris again. With the village still a day away, you're eating on the march. A Varl approaches. We had words earlier, says Gris. You recall him claiming that he didn't care for your command. And you were right in what you said. Let me join your guard and fight at your side. Pride hangs on his posture, and sincerity in his eyes. There is no reason not to add him to your roster as another hero. And it actually hurts you to turn him away by lowering morale, so you got one shot. You tell him to report to Mogir. I don't send the back lines. Make a mistake and you'll get your head caved in. Nobody lose sleep over it. He nods and goes to speak to Mogir. Now we have another shield banger unit. You're close enough to hear Dredge rattling through the buildings below. Pull them out of the houses, Mogir suggests. I just can't resist an ambush. We'll have better luck in an open field. Let's take the fight to them. You send your shield bangers forward to get their attention. Before long, the Dredge have gathered, ready for a fight. Charge! And now we have Gris to add to the roster. And for the sake of looking suicidal, no range units. Yeah, Gris is kind of generic. He has the most stable stats, though, at a max of 15 for both armor and strength, though. It's just kind of there, but it's always nice to have another unit on your team. Fuck you. Yeah, you don't want to let a Dredge do that, because Tremble. The Scourge uses a weapon to summon an ally. He will summon another enemy unit. That's usually not a good thing to let an enemy do. No armor. Ah, dang it. Oh, it's just one more kill we get on somebody. Come here. No, you're not doing that again. Huh, hey, I got promoted. Huh, our distraction worked. Get him. Get him. Kill a few more as they flee. Flee. Oh. They brought a lot more backup. Oh boy. Everyone regain stuff. They can't hit us yet. Except for Gunno, if he can smack him. Nah. Just stop it! Yeah, that didn't help much. There. Bodies blanket the area as though the snow itself had turned black and red. You walk between clusters of survivors, taking account of your warriors. Eventually, you cross paths with Mogir. This was a tough one. He says, I hope we don't face worse the further we go, but this could be a hint of things to come. You nod. The wounded are gathered, and you head towards what's left of the village ahead. So, I keep forgetting that. If you look down, you can just see the cluster. Zooming in, you can get a better view. The cluster of Dredge down there. You wandered through the small village, where there had been then a cacophony of battle before. Now an eerie silence hangs over the place. Bodies of Dredge and villagers make a macabre path to houses that have been ripped apart as if by a tornado. Ursa stops in her tracks. Hear that? She all but whispers. It sounds like crying? Soon you discover a trap door partially hidden by a carpet. Open the hatch. A woman's scream dies in her throat at the sight of Varl instead of Dredge. Men and women are huddled together. A baby cries on her mother's shoulder. They are clearly awed to see so many warriors. What do we do now? Nothing really happens if you tell them to go to and we cleared the way. You lose some supplies. Stranded with escorts, you lose Varl. Stay here if you like. They're paralyzed with fear and the loss of their homes. There's not much left of the village, but you don't push them. They settle in to rest up for a moment. If you let them go, Eric will say he wants to leave and escort them back. If you say yes to this and let him go, he won't appear until Game 3. So you could potentially lose Eric here if you wanted. Personally, I really don't see any reason not to keep him. To send him back, because honestly, it just kind of loses you another fighter. So, honestly, keep Eric here. Here with Hakon and his team. Plus, it puts him to be mostly used throughout the rest of the game series and not just kind of missing. Rest. Put that gun off for now. Actually, this one's better. Put this one on Eric then. Or see, I don't know. Yeah, we still need to promote Mogia, that's right. But, yeah, this is the first instance you could potentially lose a fighter if you wanted to. But with nothing else, let's leave. Well, I say a first chance. I'm pretty sure there might have been a chance earlier to lose one. Just in this run, I mean. I should not have started playing this at 7 in the morning. You're a shout echo on the wind. Standard Varl greeting. A caravan of Varl are heading in direction. Only a few hundred in total. You meet them halfway. You must be with Wagner. Was. Wagner didn't make it. You serious? It's kinda grim out here, but didn't expect that. You're flying the Schlid banner. What's happening? Isn't Ulfar in charge there? I'm Fasolf. Ulfar is still in Schlid. Guess he needs to be. He sent me to meet Wagner. Well, you. We've seen nothing happening in Schlid yet. What do you mean? No Dredge. Seems they never came through Schlid. They're all pouring out of Ridgehorn. We only just found out about it. One group went that way, we came here. Ridgehorn? A ford in the bay? That place has been abandoned for hundreds of years. Yeah, maybe that's why they're there. By all accounts, it looks like another damned invasion. Ludin forces his way into the conversation. Wait a godless minute. What did you do? Careful now. You be careful. What did you start? You think men don't remember history? The Long Banner hangs in Arboran. The Second Great War nearly screwed us all. What did you do this time? With a feint as this. Nobody. No one to worry about anyway. Ludin's head swivels in your direction, eyes wide. He seems uncertain whether to be insulted or threatened. What orders did Ulfar give you, Fasolf? I'm supposed to offer any support you need. I got 330 Varl behind me, and Ulfar to know what's happening at Ridgehorn. What's your plan? Even if you say forget Ridgehorn, you'll go by Ridgehorn anyway. So, we're going to Ridgehorn. You're coming. Oh, if we're going to do this, Ludin and his posse and Fast Salt will go. So, return your coming. I'll have my Varl fall in line. Yours to command, Hakon. Are you insane? Just an army of Dredge are pouring out of that fort. Go on to Grofheim then, Prince. Having your blood on my hands would be worse than doing nothing. This shuts Ludin up for a moment. You can see the battle raging in his head. He looks desperate for safety, but he didn't expect to flee like a coward. He expected you to come along. He glances at his men. We're already this far. If this is the Varl's doing, I'll know of it, and so will my father. Besides, you need my help, and my fighters. If I go, so do Yrsa and Bersi. Ludin's unexpected flip-flop catches you like a swift kick to the shins. Mogir can't contain a chuckle. Ha! The prince has courage. Do what you like, Ludin. Paint me the villain, Hakon. What do I care? I'm sick of you being the only one to do as he pleases in this alliance. These are Varl lands. We're facing an army of Dredge. How much experience do you have in these matters? True, mankind has never provoked them into a war. You're going for a third. Is taunting the Dredge and the genocide a game for your kind? You curse and threaten pandemonium. The prince has chosen to be no responsibility of yours. If Ludin stays, so do Fast Salt's warriors. They join the caravan. I want to pause real quick to discuss something as we go to the heroes thing. Fastolf is a piece of crap. As much as I don't read all the backgrounds, I will read Fast Salt's. Fast Salt has been known to spend a lot of time with warriors under his command, known for being something of a vicious commander who may have been a brigand with a grudge against mankind. He is also one of the most respected and reliable to get jobs done. Most recently, he's been posted in Schlid holding Dredge. If Fastolf is anything, he's a Varl loyalist. Yeah, anything that isn't Varl, Fastolf hates. And he is kind of murderously okay with letting anyone who isn't a Varl die just to promote those beliefs. Yeah, it might not seem like it now, but you're probably going to want to punch Fastolf in the face at some point. We're also about to come across something that's actually going to be kind of a kick in the nuts for a lot of people. The hike approaching the Godstone is murder. You recall how most Godstones were built on hills, overlooking other Godstones so the travelers could follow them and find their way back between cities. It does nothing to ease your pains. Dredge! Shouts Mogir near front of the caravan. Suddenly, black rocks are whizzing past your head. What the hell is this? You shout. Mogir shakes his head. The stone slams into a shield of a nearby Varl, exploding in a flash of light and razor-sharp fragments. Get behind the shield bank, shouts Mogir, as you approach for a fight. Yeah? Something that not even the Varl in the universe have ever experienced yet. The Dredge have learned range technology. Shit is about to go down. Oh, and I repeat, shit is about to go down. Slingers. Back off. Run several tiles away from an attacker when hit. Yeah, that's the only real annoying thing about them. They run if they're struck. Let's just have Bersi take care of this guy. I almost forgot again, this is a war scenario, so I don't need to keep trying to act like if I don't get a kill here, it's the last chance I'll get. Always go for 3. It causes the armor chains. Boom. Oh, sweet. Nice. Jeez, I cannot make a clicking noise without immediately thinking of Uganda. Somebody must stop me. Kill more as they flee. I want the item. Oh god, there's millions. You know, for a group of enemies whose main mechanic seems to be called run away, they almost have JoJo levels of approaching you. Then again, I guess I can't kill you at at a distance. Fuck your armor. Yeah, one of the better things about the shield bangers: 4 armor damage, armor break base if they do an armor attack. Makes them pretty damn good. Versus snipe him. Thank you. Huh. I almost said that I'm actually getting more kills with her in this than I do playing on my own. What in the depths are these, you wonder, looking at the unusual Dredge slingers? Nobody knows. Without warning, a deranged and half-dead slag stumbles out of brush, throwing itself upon the yaks attached to the treasure cart. No, the loot! Surprise Varro pull weapons, but not before the whole cart slides off slick rock and a sheer drop, stopped suddenly by a loud growl. The enormous metal wagon dangles precariously off of a cliff. From one end swings a confused yak, still tied to its reins. On top, the dredge hangs on tight. Keeping the whole thing from plummeting over the side is Gunnulf, one hand white-knuckling the cart, the other wrapped around a tree trunk. This is why I said this whole encounter is a kick to the shins. If you don't do the exact method of saving him, Gunnulf will die here. And considering that we've already got him to level 4, like a lot of people seem to, this could be a real sharp hit. Tell him to let go. My duty, he grunts. He doesn't budge. You wonder how much this responsibility defines his reason for living. The dredge has found some footing and is trying to clamber over the cart. The tree cracks under the weight. How to save him? Order him to let go with authority. With a roar that sounds more like you just stabbed him in the side than gave an order, Gunnulf lets go of the cart. It flips over the side in a flash, followed much later by a dull thud and crack. At the base of the steep cliff, hundreds of yards below, the treasure cart explodes into a frozen firework of gold, valuables, and yaks and dredge gore. That was a costly mistake, grits Ubin between clenched teeth. You wonder why that dredge went after the yaks in the first place. You then realize the bigger problem is the vast fortune lying at the bottom of the cliff. Nothing for it. No time to stop now. Though painful, you leave the scene behind. If you're lucky, you'll be able to come back for the gold later. There's nothing you can really do to get the loot back. There's really nothing. Almost 800 varl. Yeah, this is an intimidating force. The caravan stops, Godstone looming overhead for a short rest. The warriors are glad for it, and the stone gives you an ancient sense of being washed over, in a comforting way. Didn't help the bodies underneath it, though. The earth at the base of the Godstone is scarred, like a struggle occurred. Merchants, no dredge. Encircling dead, there is a variety of goods, a barrel of mead, who knows how old, whose silver, a statue made of soapstone, offerings to a dead god. Yeah, seems the merchants didn't last long. Leave the offerings, but check for the merchant's brother. In the midst of the pile of bodies, a glitter catches your eye. You fish a gold necklace from a jerkin to find 5 gold rings strung on it. Merchant's brother. Guess he didn't make it, you mutter. You could take the necklace with intent to return it, but there's no reason to. You never see the merchant again, so take it for yourself. You definitely slip the necklace off the man's neck and tuck it into your clothes. No use leaving it to waste. You suddenly notice Mogir's been watching the whole time. He makes no mention of it. He either doesn't care or keeps his opinion to himself. Don't know what made them think the Godstone would be safe, Mogir grunts. We're completely exposed up here, he says. If we're going to rest, I think we ought to do it a little farther away. Let's examine the Godstone before moving on. Denglir was always one of the favorites amongst men. God of good fortune. They believed he brought luck, wealth, or whatever else you wish you had, but couldn't get on your own. The word fortune has a lot of meanings. Eventually, you move on. Yeah, the 5-ring necklace is the best kind of item you can put on Hakon. The best. Problem is, it is a level 5 item. You'll need to get him to max promotion to even equip it to him. That's why I say get him to the max level as soon as you can. That item is a beast. In the distance, you see smoke rising from the trees. Dredge aren't known for setting fires, says Mogir. And it does get their attention. We'd use fires like that to lead them along in the Great Wars. Yeah, but they wised up to that after a while, interjects another warrior. Or it could be someone trying to get our attention, claims Fassel. The other group from Schlid were sent this way. No matter how you look at it, investigating will cost time. Check it out yourself. Because that leads to, well, the least amount of losses you can get from this. The sounds of fighting ahead compel you to crash through the foliage, sidestepping Varl and Dredge bodies along the way. You burst onto a scene of carnage, a vast number of Varl surrounded by Dredge. Explanations can wait. You charge into the fight. Quickly just promote him. You don't get him for long, but you might as well promote him if you're going to use him. Yeah, see, 5. No one can use this item. 1 armor return. I guess Hakon can have that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really going to get much use out of it. Armor break chain begin. Oh boy. Donut must be happy. I think most people playthroughs he gets killed during that event, so he actually lucked out. Dang, that took a lot of armor. Thankfully he sucks though. And that's that fight won. As the fighting wraps up, one of the Varl puts his axe away and puffs on a pipe. Hakon, he greets you. Glad you saw our signal. He explains that they had come from Schlitt and were surrounded. He spotted you in the distance and lit a fire to draw your attention, and at the risk of drawing the Dredge as well. Back at the caravan, their sizable detachment joins your ranks. 1,000 Varl! Get a good look at that, people. In this game, you will never see that number down there again. Melgir comes to you privately. I've seen some of the warriors disappearing, he says. First, thought it was my imagination. I'm certain several just gone missing. Mostly men, but some Varl too. Can't quite figure it. If it's abandonment, you can't let it stand. Have Melgir questioned the ones who have returned. I couldn't get a straight answer out of them, he said, as on return, and another denied outright. I can't question the humans directly, but I'll be damned if Lune doesn't have something to do with this. Speak with him. I ordered it, Lune. When you confront him, I sent my men to bring back gold from the cart you left behind. If you have a problem with your warriors joining them, maybe you should keep them under control. Jeez, man, come on. Since he explains his actions. You have to pile of gold at the bottom of a hill, says Ludin. What are the chances it'll still be there months from now? The only reason we aren't each carrying a share is because you don't trust us. Demand he turn over his loot. No, he says, unflinchingly. Melgir pulls you aside. He has no claim to the gold, but he'll take no orders from us either. Like it or not, he's an equal. He'll repay us when this is over, and you'll look better for it. Back down, there's no point punching him out. You'll leave no doubt in Ludin's mind that another stunt like this won't end peacefully. He shrugs indifferently. Your warriors demand a break. You halt the caravan with a sigh, but in all honesty, you're starting to feel the altitude and weariness yourself. Melgir leans on a fallen tree, fiddling with the crust of bread. Getting colder, he says, staring into the distance. You can see Ridgehorn just starting to peek around the mountains. A flock of ravens float across a clear sky to the fort. We should follow those birds. That's the plan, isn't it? Without another word, Melgir starts running towards the birds and tumbles over the cliff. Suddenly, he's gliding through the air, flapping his arms for all they're worth. He swoops towards Ridgehorn before bursting into flames and plummeting into the tower, which crumbles like a log from a smoldering campfire. ¿Qué pasa? You think you've lost your mind. Then you wake up. You don't remember setting up camp or falling asleep in front of crackling logs. What is going on? You mutter. Melgir approaches you at the campfire. Hakon, did you see? He starts. Yeah. You both agree to keep it to yourselves. That might make no sense, and honestly it kind of doesn't, but it is foreshadowing for events that we'll probably see really soon. Rest for one turn to get morale up a bit, and leave. Yeah, having bad morale isn't a good idea. You lose will instead of gaining bonus ones. You just start losing your own willpower. I'm sure you've seen them, Melgir says. But we're being followed. Dredge have been on our asses since we left the Godstone. Lots of them. I'm sure there's plenty in front of us too, but we're just half a day out from thick woods. We might lose them there. Hey, what am I talking about? Good, more slags to kill. You immediately wheel around and face the enemy. Charge! Punch everything in the face. Bait him forward a little bit with Hakon there. Oh, god damn it. come on! Stop! Cut that out! I like my armor. Or stop hitting it off me! I know I'm hitting it off you, but you deserve it. You're weird. Jeez! Ha! You team-killing frick! Oh, fuck it. Kill a few more as they flee. Oh, thank God, I lucked out. Now to demonstrate Fast Salt's ability. Oh, come on! It's out of range. It was a taunt. Frick you, game. Huh, that worked in my favor. Neat. Deep inside the woods, you get the distinct sense that Dredge have more or less surrounded you, and in great numbers. Their dark shapes create unsettling patterns as they slide between the trees in every direction. It's at least not as bad as it could have been if you hadn't taken out a good portion of them already, you think to yourself. You call Mogi around. Any ideas? Yeah, pray to whatever god you like. There's more of them waiting on the other side of the woods than we've seen so far. Maybe seriously outnumbered, especially if we wait. Yrsa appears unexpectedly. What if, she says, patting her arrows knowingly, you could set part of the woods on fire to draw their attention while you escape, or try to draw them into a trap. Was this your idea, you ask? She shrugs innocently. Drawing them into the woods is... Put them up with a fire? Or luring them into the woods without a fire will lead to Yrsa getting killed. Surprisingly, she might pop up later, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, she's dead for this game. Create a forest fire as a distraction, though, and she lives. We escort Yrsa about an hour's trek to the far edge of the trees, where she sets out a few soaked rags in key locations. With a volley of flaming arrows, the rags catch up in dramatic fashion, sending the area up in flames despite the thickening snow. You hightail it back to the caravan, where Mogi is already reporting that Dredge are heading towards the fires. Yrsa cackles with delight, all but reinforcing the nickname Devarro given her as the Witch. After a long half hour, their numbers have thinned. We better get out of here before that really spreads, suggests Mogear. We break through the trees and plow into the Dredge who have remained behind, hoping to cut through them before the others notice. Charge! Wait, hold on. And let's kill a few more as they flee. Sorry I've been silent. I'm just don't have much to say without the dialogue right now. That was just a good thing to admit, but that's the answer I got. Run! We lit the forest on fire. Peter's on our asses, and Smokey is coming at us with an axe. And actually got smoting Ridgehorn in spite of us. Not sure when lightning has been purple. That might not be a good thing. And also, a lot of those things with shadows might not be trees. Yeah, those are certainly Dredge. They're like ants. They keep just popping in. This seems like a horrible path to take onto Ridgehorn. Also, a lot more Dredge. Yeah, there's quite a lot of Dredge. I think we found where they've been coming from. Yeah, Fastholt was right. Oh dear. Yeah, it's probably a good thing this place was abandoned, because most of this place looks covered in corpses and blown up. Mostly blown up, though. Like there. And there. I'm starting to think that lightning strike might not have actually just been random. Maybe something really was smoting the whole area. Oh boy. Shit's about to go down. This place looks like it could hold a secret entrance, though, but I don't think we get a hint of that. What is this mess about? Looks like a full-scale battle happened, and recently. But only Dredge bodies remain. Maybe we'll see something from the tower. Have Varl search the buildings and make sure there's no Dredge waiting to spring on it. And don't set up camp or make fire. Take a look and then get out of here before anything else goes wrong. You mean more wrong? Yeah, something clearly went down here. And not in a good way. Shit hit the fan. For everybody. Even the Dredge look like they got fucked up here. Here, I don't think anyone had a good time today. Putting that on him just for a later thing. 2 will per kill. Oh, the hell with it. Well, time to check what's going on up there. Hopefully nothing bad. Oh, crap. Well, I think we found what was causing the explosions. On the other hand, things aren't looking that good, and Ubin is still refusing to do jack and shit. Screw you, man. Thankfully, for anyone sick of watching this, or at the very least how long it's been, this is almost the end of Chapter 3, thank goodness. Yes, we just need to do all the Ridgehorn stuff and we can go. Unfortunately, there is a lot of stuff. Okay, I say that there's just a lot of stuff in context for the area. Okay, that only really worked for Mogier, so move in and gun off to here. Cause more armor break on him. Oh, that's a bad feeling. One of my teeth just dragged on the other. Ah! That is going to annoy me for a while. Let's use Eric's ability, transferring his will to an ally for them to use. No armor. Wait, hold on. They have back off. Jerks. You have the ability that's supposed to run if you get hit. Why are you still here? Piss off. This is gonna be annoying. Now it's a chase. Need to play the Viking version of the Benny Hill theme. Get back here! You lean on a crumpled wall, watching endless waves of Dredge marching below. Satisfied, Hakon? Mogier asks. The vast number of Dredge remind you of the Great Wars. I've seen enough, you reply. Let's get out of here. Mogier stands over the bodies of the man and woman. Like the slag came up here for these two? Asked Mogier, waving his bloody weapon in their direction. Any idea who they are? The man is dressed in light clothes, unfit for travel in the north. The woman wears an ornate but simple robe and shawl. No, but something's wrong about this, says Mogier. He pauses, then puts his ear to the man's chest. This one's alive, he says. The girl is not. The clang of metal reaches you from the courtyard below, muffled by thick snow. You curse. Quick, back down. Bring the live one. You skip stairs as you descend, ordering orders to Var below. Ordals. Send in the ordals. Damn. Look, it's simple. All we need is the butter. Get me the butter! I apologize for saying that. It was stuck in my head. I said it for the sake of it. I don't know why I said it, and said it. My brain is stupid. Okay, that worked on a con, but you only screwed over your partner more. Dang it, I forgot to do 3. Now he's good. He didn't actually damage his opponent, his friend in the process. He's just pissed off now. That did not accomplish jack and shit. Boop, boop. They're just doing it for fun now. Gank him. Gank that guy. Gris, do the thing. Good job. You did the thing effectively. Damn it. The thing is not done. Shank more. The thing has gone on for too long. Even the music's skipping out. Ubin, why? Why do I bring you if all you're going to do is stand there? Actually, that's a good question. Again, we probably bring it for the entertainment at this point. Well, the fact that he's the only one of us that could probably be considered reliable. Yeah, without the music, this is just getting awkward. Yeah, an easy strat is that if your Ludin is basically just with no strength, just have him armor break the whole time. Works like a charm. Sheesh. Oh yeah, now the music kicks back in. But yeah, shit's hit the fan. What's going on? I had one eye in the fight. Next time I looked down, Dredge are swarming into the courtyard. Can't tell how many more are waiting out there. Excuse me. But it's a lot. If we're getting back across the bridge, it'll be a fight. Any options? Not really, unless you want to wade into that valley. We're going to have to leave the same way we came in. Hakon, I think you should take a look at this. Nearby, the man has been bundled and laid near a short wall protected from the wind. I think this man's a mender. That raises more questions than it answers. That's right. I knew his look was familiar. Spellweavers? And Richhorn? Why? Maybe they knew something about what's happening. If he's going to tell us anything, we need to get out of here alive. Yeah, staying and waiting actually only makes things worse, so getting out of here ASAP is the good option. Let's go. Hold on, we still got a lot of tired and wounded, Hakon. This is going to be rough. Each day we wait means more dredge, or another ambush, or we get snowed in. A heavy snow may act in our favor if we can get past the first line of dredge, and lose the rest. I agree for once. I don't have any intention of staying here. Look, it's your call, Hakon, but we can't cut and run on this one. There's one way out. If anyone falls fighting here, they'll be left behind. Ludin, what will you do? Might as well ask for your 2 cents. You want my opinion? How unexpected. I think there's no point in waiting. Let the wounded ones fall behind. If you still got any sense, we'll get out now before they bury the rest of us. Okay, let's prepare to fight. Good. That wasn't so hard, was it? If we're doing this now, we need an approach. We can't just go up there swinging. Interesting note. This is a big deal. If you decide to stay, or at the very least don't agree with Ludin, Ludin will attempt to leave on his own. He and all his men, including Bercy and Yurza if she's still here, will try to leave. And they will die. And Ludin's permadeath is a big deal in the later games. So, this is actually a moment where something very crucial will happen depending on how you take things. But I like Ludin, for the most part, and don't want to see him get his ass killed, so let's do this. What's our approach? There's a lot of what you can do here, but the easiest, I think, is send the shield bangers forward and fight defensively. A line of shield bangers we might be able to force their way over the narrow pass and push us in a much better position. Could be a safe option, but it depends on how many are out there. We're doing this. Your shield bangers gather at the front of the group and push forward through bashing maces and exploding shrapnel. With a few casualties, the caravan has crossed the land bridge. Now it just needs to fight your way out. As Melger predicted, they surround you from every direction, and you start cracking heads as soon as the shields give way to the crush of enemies pushing apart. Let's do this! And finally, Hakon to level 5. Granted, by this point, it really doesn't do anything in our favor, but might as well. You also might be wondering why I put this on him for later reasons. All of these guys will not be readily available until near the end of the game, with the exception of Fasol, but that'll be really brief. Gunolf will permanently join you later on on the other team. So, keeping Gunolf not only powerful, but near possibly even to level 5 is a really good option. I mean, at the very least, it makes sure you have a frickin' behemoth on your side. I also realized I forgot to sort my team out, but we can work with this. Attack! We're really going to want to focus on this destroyer because, well, look at how much strength he has. 20. Yeah, he just fucked up Ludin's entire day. To be fair, that one might have been my fault. If I might have, it totally was. No, don't you... No, you're not going to block his path. Frick you. What's Malice so his attention is not on beating up Ludin's face? I also will say, for anyone wondering, level 5 is the highest any unit can get in this game. So, yeah, it could be a little pointless to put anyone level 5 in combat again, but it also just means that you've gotten them so high that they're basically unstoppable. Congratulations. With the first wave of Dredge out of the picture, you stop and take stock of the battlefield. Your warriors are doing as well as you could hope. Fortunately, there were enough of them to pull it off. The Dredge are furious, but falling quickly. You think you can safely outdistance them at this point. You're almost free of this nightmare. What to do? Leave no Dredge alive. Run from Dredge? Not after everything you've been through. You redouble your efforts. Every last one of them on this field are going to go down. Genocide. 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 Level 5. Yeah, this works. Oh yeah, they also gain freaking grenades. Yeah, the slingers have grenades. Just a casual heads up. See what I mean? I'm not sure where the Dredge learned explosives technology, but it must have been a weird... But it's not a good thing for anyone. Well, not for us anyway. For the Dredge, I think it's impressive. See? Boop. Again, running right into us. Us with suicidal overconfidence. That took longer than it should have. Ludin, fuck him up. There we go. And with the final battle out of the way, let's get the hell out of here and wrap this chapter up. Run! Fuck this shit. Let's get out of here. Fuck, 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 fuck. And yeah, let's just skip ahead because things are probably not looking good for anyone here. Oh, we're almost... excuse me. We're almost at Grofheim. That should help. We have been running for weeks. Hakon, join me a moment. There's something I thought you'd want to see. Is it a welcoming party from Grofheim bearing mead? That's about the only thing I want to see. No such luck. A man from Richhorn woke up. He says his name is Eyvind. No, not Eyvind, though I'm certain to say it like that at one point. Eyvind. Sounds like a Mender name. How is he? Not well. Where are we? A day or two from Grofheim. We found you at the Tower of Richhorn. What were you doing there? Grofheim? No. No, that's the wrong way. Juno. Where is she? Where's the woman who was with me? She didn't make it, my friend. We only brought the living with us. No. We have to go back. I don't think so. We barely made it out 2 weeks ago. You know why the Dredge were crawling over Richhorn? Dredge? We have to go back! It's a damn graveyard, boy. I'm sorry, Eyvind. The girl was dead when we got there. What we have to do is tell Jorundr what's happening and prepare for a bloody war. So if you... She's dead. I couldn't save her. Eyvind suddenly looks spent. He slips to the ground and you and from some Varl to help him onto the cart. Not what I had hoped to hear. Not sure what I was hoping. Come on, Ubin. The sooner we get to Grofheim, the better.
Dread grips me as we approach Grofheim. None of us expected to see a city unscathed. But what we find steals the very breath from my lungs.
Yeah, I think we found what the Dredge were gunning for, because that's a lot of them and a lot of dead Varl. I think the Scorched Earth, I think the phrase Scorched Earth is probably looking pretty good right now. So that happened. That's not a good sign. So, with all that just happened, and over an hour and a half of game time, I'm gonna say that's gonna wrap up our time with the Banner Saga for now. So come back next time where we can fully return to Ivor, Rook, Alette, and how fucked up their time is probably going right now. See you next time.